Hey guys, I'm here to do the video where I show you guys the books I read in February of this year. I'm really sorry this video was so late. I don't know what happened. I think it was just because school is getting so tough and really stressful, and then I was just procrastinating. But I figured better late than never, so I would show you guys the books I read in February. I read some really great books this month, so if you want to know what they are, just stay tuned. So the first book I read in February was The Scorched Trials by James Dashner, and this is the sequel to The Maze Runner, which was an amazing book, and the sequel was so darn good. It was amazing. I was so excited to finally read it. This book was so good, and I wish I read it a little bit sooner because it was just so good. If you have not read The Maze Runner, then you just have to because it is so good. It's definitely different than the YA series out there because this one has more action and suspense and kind of mystery along with it, rather than the books that are out there that have romance and more on relationships. This one is pretty much based on a really sci-fi kind of world. There's creatures, there's crazy gore at times, and the action is so awesome. This is what The Maze Runner looks like. I highly recommend it. The sequel is just amazing. I gave it a 5 out of 5. Pretty much the gist of what The Maze Runner is about, it's about a world called the Glade, and these boys are brought into this world without knowing where they came from, what their last name is, who their parents are. All I know is their first name. And our main character is Thomas, and he comes up through the lift which brings these boys to the world, and he soon discovers that he now belongs to a world called the Glade, where a lot of other boys were brought there. Some have been there for a long time, some are new, and it's this whole mystery involved with the Glade and why they bring these boys here and what they have to do to get out of it. And it's called The Maze Runner because there is a huge maze involved with this world, and since these boys have been brought there, they've been trying to figure out how to escape the maze and how to solve it. So it's really cool. It is an amazing series altogether. Sequel was so awesome, and I was hoping that it'd be really good because sometimes sequels don't live up to how good the first book was. So it was awesome to see that James Dashner wrote a great sequel. So yeah, I love that book, and yeah, so definitely check out The Maze Runner. It is awesome. The second book I read in February is Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Kahn and David Levithan, and I first heard about this book through Priscilla, also known as The Readables, and I was really excited to get my hands on a copy of this because it really did sound so good, and I'm really glad I did read it because there was just so many things I liked about it. I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5. The synopsis is adorable. I love how witty and charming the writing is, and I think that both of the characters are so likable. I really want to be best friends with both of them. I thought they were so cool, so likable, really relatable, and overall the plot was just cute, witty, funny, and really charming. This book takes place at the time of Christmas, and Lily is one of the main characters, and she is stuck at home for Christmas break because her parents are off to Fiji, so it's just her and her brother at home for the break. Her brother bugs her that she doesn't have a boyfriend, so he gives her this idea. He gives her the idea that she should get a notebook, fill it with challenges and dares, and leave it in the Strand, which is her favorite bookstore. So that's what she does. She gets a red moleskin notebook, and she ends up writing all these dares and challenges in it, and she goes to her favorite bookstore, which is called The Strand, and leaves it on a bookshelf. So pretty much she's waiting for the right guy to come along, pick up the notebook, accept its challenges and dares, and see what happens from there. And then we meet our second main character, who is Dash. He goes into his favorite bookstore, which is The Strand, and comes across this notebook. And he accepts the challenges and dares, does everything it says. So this is where this starts. They end up passing the notebook back and forth between each other across New York. It is so witty, charming, and so funny. Dash is hilarious. I love his personality, and he's definitely different than any of the characters I've ever read before. Lily is really funny as well. She's awesome, relatable. I love her personality, and together they make a really funny story. Both of them are so unique, and I found that the story was just really magical and charming in itself. But yeah, I gave this book 4 out of 5 because I feel that the ending was kind of a bummer for me, but overall I really did like it. I definitely recommend this. It's such a fun, light, enjoyable read. It was a blast to follow Lily and Dash as they kind of make this adventure with the notebook. Check it out. It is so fun, so hilarious, and just an enjoyable read altogether. One of my favorite books of February was Across the Universe by Beth Revis. I love this book. I love sci-fi, so it was great to read this YA debut because it was so good. The beginning was a little iffy for me. I found it slow and not very exciting at times, but once it got in the middle-ish, once it was at the middle, I was so captivated and so into this book that I did not want to put it down at all. I was in awe of how real this world seems, and everything all together was just so good. Now, I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of what this book is about. So the first character we meet is Amy, and we learn that she is debating whether or not she should go through with something that is really going to change her life forever. Her world is freezing humans and putting them on a ship. This ship is called Godspeed, and Godspeed is going to land on a different planet called Centauri Earth in 300 years. And what they need is people who have talents and who have skills, because when the ship lands, they need people to develop the planet and help it grow. So Amy's debating whether or not she should go through with this. Her parents are going to be frozen and put on this ship because they do have great skills, and her father has a great amount of authority in the military. So because her parents are so important, she's given the choice whether or not she wants to go on this ship or not. Like I said, this ship is going to land in 300 years on a new planet, so she's debating whether or not she wants to leave her whole life behind, her boyfriend, her everything. So these humans will be frozen for 300 years, and that's the thing that scares her, but she does decide that she is going to go through with the freezing process and go with her parents because she cannot bear the thought of leaving her parents and not seeing them for the rest of her life. So she goes through with it. Things get more interesting when we meet the next character, who is Elder. Elder is the youngest person on the ship, and he is going to become the leader of the ship once Eldest dies. So we've kind of learned and see his personality that he doesn't really want to become leader. He is very intimidated by the responsibility you need. He feels that he won't be the leader that Eldest is. The ship is a world in itself. Crops are grown on this ship, animals are raised. It is a world in itself. There is a huge light that acts as the sun on this ship, and everything comes together which creates this world. One thing leads to another, and we learn that Elder has no idea that there's people frozen on this ship. The whole level has been a secret to him that contains the people who are frozen. So one thing leads to another, and he does discover the level. Elder learns that the alarms that suddenly go off means that someone tried to wake up one of the frozen people. And when he goes into the level, he sees a girl with really red hair, and he learns that someone tried to kill her by waking her up. This girl with the red hair is Amy. This is where Amy meets Elder and Elder meets Amy. Someone tried to kill her by waking her up. So yeah, she is shocked, stunned, afraid, scared, because this means you can't go back into the freezing process. So that's where the plot thickens. It was amazing. It was awesome, exciting, so good. I really did love it. I thought it was great, and I definitely recommend it. I gave it a 5 out of 5, and if you're looking for a great YA debut with sci-fi, adventure, mystery, and excitement, then definitely check this out because I really did love it. I borrowed the next book I read from the library, so I don't have it on me, but if you want to see a picture of the cover, I will leave a link in the bottom bar. It's called Crazy Beautiful by Lauren Baratz-Longstead, and it was really good. I did like it. I gave it a 3 out of 5 because I feel that it was too quick and short in terms of the length and the pacing. Crazy Beautiful is a modern retelling of Beauty and the Beast. It's definitely different than some of the retellings out there because it definitely is more modern. It was a pretty good book. I did like it. I like the fact that the characters were very different, and I don't know if I'd say go out and buy it. I definitely say Borah from the library because it was quick and short. If you're looking for a cool modern twist on a fairy tale, definitely check it out. I don't want to say too much because I feel that every little detail that is included in this story is needed to give it the depth it needs, because there's not a lot of depth to this story, but I feel like you should discover the character's story on your own, and it's something you should just read to experience. I don't want to kind of ruin what their backstories are. If you have any more questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. But yeah, I give it a 3 out of 5. I really did like it. The cover really caught my eye, so yeah, that's another book I read in February. The next book I read in February was Angel by James Patterson. This is the 7th book in the Maximum Ride series. I was so excited to get my hands on a copy of this because I really do love this series. I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5. Different reasons. I can't really say why because that will definitely spoil it. If you're interested in checking this series out, it pretty much follows a group of kids who have wings. They were experimented on since they were little. It's a flock of 6 kids who fly together. They've been together for a long time. You pretty much just grow to love these characters. These books are full of action and cool mystery, and there's so many twists and turns when it comes to this series, and this was just another great installment, so definitely check it out. The first book is called The Angel Experiment. It's one of my favorite series and so much fun, so funny, and really, really exciting, so definitely check them out. So those are the books I read in February. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I read 5 books. It seems like it's a trend. I read 5 in January, 5 in February, and so far I've read 5 in March. Hopefully I can break it and get a 6, read 6 books. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching and commenting on all of my videos. I really appreciate it. But yeah, thank you again. I hope you guys had a great weekend, and I will see you later. Bye.